The rainfall radar really showing how this wave on this particular front brought that heavy rain earlier today. A second one then crossed into parts of Wiltshire. Still a few showery outbreaks of rain in some western districts and through parts of Wiltshire, but they will clear away. Which bodes well, actually, for the skies clearing, which means that Pete Glastonbury and his daughter Sammy might be busy again tonight with the International Space Station. Nice time exposure picture there of her jumping up at it as it sails overhead. 9:28 p.m. it appears through the first part of tonight, 11:04. Good deal of sunshine yesterday, though. Nice picture here from Pete Glastonbury taken at Silbury Hill yesterday of the sun seeming to roll down the side of the hill there on this shot that he took on an extended shutter. Apparently that happens only twice a year, 6 weeks before the solstice and 6 weeks after it. Summer one of
the odd bit of shower activity or two, and of course the summer solstice tomorrow morning. The sun rises at around about 4:52. The solstice itself not till later on. That's when the sun is in its northernmost position, longest day of the year. If you are at Stonehenge, generally a rather cloudy but dry picture, a chance of some break. Thank you very much. Well, spring has sprung. The spring equinox occurred this morning at 14 minutes past 5. Not particularly spring-like for everybody today.
Low as far as the grass pollen is concerned. A mention for the South Petherton Art Society. They've got their art exhibition taking place starting on Friday, and that's running through until the 30th of May, 10 to 4, Monday to Friday each day at the Blake Hall there. So the evening sky is going to be fine and clear. There's a thin crescent moon out there, lying slightly more on its back than that. It appears in the constellation of Taurus. Aldebaran's a bright star in that region of the sky. And then about 9–10 o'clock, you'll see a Saturn appearing in the constellation of Virgo. So not much to say really about tonight. It's going to be fine and it's going to be clear. So if you want more information on what's appearing in the night sky, bbc.co.uk/stargazing is a site list. Now, just a reminder, tonight with the setting sun, you might get a decent red sky tonight. The reason for that, let me just move over this way a little bit, and I think you can just about make out there in the southwest approaches, Devon, Cornwall, and further out into the Atlantic, an area of Saharan dust which is blowing up. The Sahara loses between 60 and 200 million tonnes of dust each year. Well, after a very windy spell of weather across the west, things are really quietening down, so much so that overnight it's going to turn foggy and frosty across the west, with temperatures of 0 to maybe even -2 in 1 or 2 rural areas at 7:30 in the evening. So well worth going along there to support that one if you can. So for the outlook, not a great deal of change. The high pressure's with us. Clear skies then first thing on Saturday. So I think we'll be looking at some frost, possibility of some fog. During the day, I think it'll be bright, but we might see more in the way of cloud developing later on. And overnight into Sunday, then I think we'll keep a lot of cloud. Hence, I've kept the temperatures just above freezing there, so a low of 1. Probably no fog of any significance, and during the day temperatures probably struggling to about 3 or 4 at best. So not particularly warm, a rather grey day on Sunday, but again you see it looks dry. The same goes for Monday. Lots of cloud expected across the region, but it's staying dry, and the way it looks on the long range charts, I can't see that high pressure moving before the end of next weekend, so it should be dry.
Now we hold on to those temperatures right the way through the rest of the week, and we end the week above freezing. We also end the week though on quite a great
mention for a carol singing event which is taking place tomorrow in Bristol, starting at 4 o'clock there at Cathedral Walk. All welcome to go along. It's a free sharply. You can show it too on this little temperature graph, and you can see how, you know, the average is about 9 to 10 degrees at the moment. The temperature's falling away quite steadily until we get to about Thursday, Friday, and then you're looking at a high of about 3 to 4 degrees. So that is really quite. It is comparing a variety night there at the Weston-super-Mare Playhouse. That's an aid of help for heroes. So what can we expect on Sunday? Well, it looks like being a pretty grey forecast. There's a nice shot here from Pete Glastonbury of Silbury Hill, and you can see a helicopter hovering. If I go back to the start, I see a helicopter hovering. This is a problem with the graphics. There we go. Helicopter hovering over the top of it, dropping 8 tonnes of chalk down there where the top had been depressed after further infill hadn't quite worked, but got that work done, so looking good, and generally across the region is looking good for the rest of the afternoon. It'll be cold, but there will be a lot of sunshine. More rain this afternoon, still heavy rain affecting many parts of the region. The clearance is still a long way out west. It may get a little bit lighter with time, but you can see on the air is becoming slightly moister with time, and that'll have an impact on tomorrow's weather. Nice shot of Silbury Hill there by Pete Glastonbury, setting us up for another fine day.